Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again with another goddamn mock draft video. Today, we are doing a 10-team standard mock draft from the third slot, as requested by one of my subscribers, whose name is Geotech, followed by something else that I completely forgot, but it's okay because, I got the first part of the name right. So, like I said, this is a 10-team standard draft from the third spot. Now, before I start the video, I'd like to ask if all of you guys could please go down below if you're not subscribed already and click that subscribe button, because not only is it going to help you, it's also going to help me. Actually, it's not going to help, whatever. It's going to help me and you combine together. It's going to help both of us because I'm going to help you guys dominate your fantasy football league. Now, I'm going to help you guys dominate the draft right now. I'm helping you guys dominate the draft. Then during the regular season, I'm going to help you dominate by making correct waiver moves, correct matchups, correct trades, all of that jazz. And then during the playoffs, similar stuff. And then you're going to win your fantasy football trophy. Now, if you don't already have a fantasy football trophy, ring, belt, any of that type of stuff that really makes your league even more exciting, go down below, check the description, and get that. FantasyBros.com. If you use code Notorious at checkout, you get 5% off, and it would really help me out. So let's get right into the draft. First pick of the draft is Alvin Kamara, followed by CMC. And right here, I feel a bit dirty, but we're going to get Saquon Barkley because he is the best running back still available. And this is a standard league, so you need to get as many running backs as possible early and fast. Okay? So we got Saquon Barkley, followed by Zeke, D-Hop, David Johnson, and now the computer's going to glitch, so we're going to have to click through the rest of these picks for the computer. We are drafting on sleeper.app, if you were wondering. A lot of people typically ask, so that's what it's called. So, let's see. After we picked Saquon, Zeke came off the board, followed by D-Hop, DJ, Bell, Chubb, Connor, Julio, Adams, OBJ, Hill, Michael Thomas, Pat Mahomes, Joe Mixon, and Todd Gurley. Typically, Patrick Mahomes goes around the third or fourth round. I'd like his value in like the fifth or sixth, but you know what? That's never going to fucking happen in reality. You're never going to get Pat Mahomes that late. You're going to typically see him go pretty earlier in the first 4 rounds. You can even see him go in the first round because people be crazy to get them quarterbacks, so it can happen. So let's start this draft off pretty quick and fast and lay the hammer down on running backs that I believe will be good this year. Now, we could go with the best tight end here, but it's not PPR, so I ain't about to draft a tight end this highly when I could go 3 running backs right in a row that I know will have a lot of value here. So we're going to go with Mr. Damian Williams here. Now, Damian Williams is in that running back by committee, potentially, but he's taking snaps as the starter recently. So I think it's really not going to be... Carlos Hyde's going to get cut, so you don't have to worry about Carlos Hyde. What you do have to worry about is Darwin Thompson. So Darwin Thompson goes a lot later in the draft, okay? So... Sorry, I can't fucking type. Darwin Thompson, okay? I have him favorited, rank 133. So what you're going to do is in the 10th round or the 11th round, pull the trigger on Darwin Thompson so that you have Williams. If Williams gets a concussion, Williams gets hurt, Williams breaks his leg, Williams falls down the stairs, can't play, you have Darwin Thompson. And now what you're going to not do is drop Darwin Thompson unless some godlike running back is available on the waiver wire. You just keep Darwin Thompson all year so that you have secured the Kansas City backfield. So we're going to go with Damian Williams here. For that upside, he was great down the stretch of last year, so I like him here. So after him with Darwin Thompson, Juju came off the board, followed by Mike Evans, Dalvin Cook, Travis Kelce. Now, Travis Kelce is going to go around the first or second round if it's a PPR draft, but in standard, I've seen him fall to the third, but typically even in standard, he goes in the first or second. Now, Kittle and Ertz are going to go around the third and fourth round. If they fall to the fifth round, that's immense value, even in a standard league. So right here, I would just go with yet another running back. And I would just go with Kerryon Johnson here. I believe he's the best running back. Still on the board, I don't like Fournette due to the fact that he's had off-the-field problems, on-the-field problems, problem staying healthy, problem going to team pictures. So he's just all around, just someone you don't want on your team. So I'd like Kerryon now. A lot of people are worried about C.J. Anderson. Now, C.J. Anderson's still going to get some touches on the team. They've got a few backs there. But Kerryon Johnson's going to be the main back. Mr. Pencil in the ear guy, Mr. Matt Patricia, says that they're going to run with a hot hand. And you know who the hot hand is going to be? Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson was the first back in years on the Lions to hit 100 yards in one game. Since like Reggie Bush, I believe. That's a long time. Okay, and what you need to understand is Kerryon Johnson is great. He's going to be able to catch passes. He's going to do everything that you want. Now, this is a standard league, so you're not getting a bonus for every time he catches a pass, but that don't matter because you still get the yardage for when he catches the passes. So we're going to go with Kerryon Johnson here. pretty easy decision for me. So after with Kerryon Keenan came off the board, followed by AT and then AB, Aaron Jones, Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, George Kittle, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Freeman, Chris Carson, T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, David Montgomery, Robert Woods. So right here, I feel like in a 10-team league, having that tight end positional advantage is good, just like in an 8-team league. Because in a 10-team league, except and if you're in an 8 or 10-team league, or in a 6-team league, or a 4-team league, everyone's gonna have a stacked team. But not everyone, unless it's a 2-team league, is gonna have a top tight end. Our top three tight end, a guy like Kelce, Kittle, or Ertz. Now every single week, Kelce, Kittle, and Ertz are going to be a lot better than the other tight ends, especially if you're playing against the guy that has the tight end 10, or the tight end 9, or the tight end 8. They could absolutely fall off. Kittle, Ertz, and Kelce all have a pretty solid floor, in my opinion. Now, I think Goddard's going to impact Ertz and make him play slightly worse than last year, but at the end of the day, he's still going to be a top 3 tight end, a guy that's every week going to be performing great for your team. So I think the value here is amazing for Ertz. So after with Ertz, Ingram came off the board followed by Sony Michel, Derrick Henry, and Amari Cooper. So if you haven't noticed already, running backs go fast in standard. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wide receivers have went, and we are on pick 53 of the draft because it's a 10-team league. So pick 53, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 53 of the draft, and only 13 wide receivers already went, or 11. I don't remember which one I said. So a lot more running backs go fast. So the wide receiver value here is going to be pretty solid because a lot of people go with three running backs early, or 2 running backs early. Where in a PPR league, you typically see someone go with a wide receiver early. Typically in the first 2 rounds, typically people go with 1 wide receiver. So if I said typically 9,000 goddamn times. So right here, I like both of these guys, Stefon Diggs or Brandon Cooks. Now, I think Cooks is probably going to be the safer option here. Typically, I do like Diggs as well because Diggs worked better with the new offensive coordinator that they got towards the end of last year, and Thielen became semi-irrelevant. Not irrelevant, but he was not doing too hot. He was looking like a guy last year that was a world beater. He was looking like a first-round pick last year. And now we're to get picked in the 3rd round because after like week 10, he fell off and it was the Diggs show. So I like Diggs. I like Cooks. I think I'm just going to go with Cooks here, though, because I feel like he's slightly safer. He is going to be getting a shit ton of targets on the LA Rams, and I think that the Rams are going to be throwing the ball more because of Todd Gurley's knee arthritis. So after with Brandon Cooks, Deshaun Watson came off the board, followed by Stefon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Tevin Coleman, Julian Edelman, Kenny Galladay, Miles Sanders, Philip Lindsay, Tyler Lockett, AJ Green, Lamar Miller, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Boyd, Evan Ingram. So now we're going to secure yet another running back. Now, this is a standard league, so I do like James White a lot less because you know that, in fact, James White is just really a pass catching back. Now, he's probably going to get 3 attempts at running the ball, 4 attempts at running the ball each and every game, so he may snag that touchdown because Sony Michel does have that knee problem as well. So James White could be vulturing these touchdowns potentially and catching balls, but like I said, this isn't a PPR league, so I don't like him as much. So I think I would just swing here and go for the big money here. We're going to chase Latavius Murray. Now, Latavius Murray is the running back 2 on the team, but we know his role. It's going to be like Mark Ingram last year. He's going to get like 10 touches a game, run the ball, get you like 50 yards, right? And potentially score that touchdown. Be a solid flex option. He's also going to get like 1 or 2 targets every single game, so he could potentially get you 10, 15 yards. And he's going to vulture Alvin Kamara on the 1-yard line or in the 5-yard line a couple of times and score some touchdowns. But also, if Alvin Kamara was to go down, realistically, we have a potential top 10 back on our hands with Latavius Murray snagging a lot of Alvin Kamara's work. Obviously, they'd have a running back 3 that would become the 2, but Latavius Murray is definitely some solid value here. So after Latavius Murray, Mike Williams came out the board, followed by Aaron Rodgers, DJ Moore, and Matt Ryan. So I'm going to do something that is sort of ridiculous because I should have probably went wide receiver there because I only have 1 wide receiver, and that would have been advantageous to us there instead of going with a bench player. So we're just going to go back because I would never do that because I wasn't even paying attention. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here. We're going to pause the draft. Sorry for this malfunction, this major malfunction in my brain because I'm a goddamn idiot half the time here. So we're going to go back, go back, go back, and then unpause the draft. Sorry, guys, that I'm so stupid. We're gonna resume the draft, and I'm gonna go with a wide receiver. So we're gonna go with the best wide receiver available, and with Keenan Allen's injury being potentially make him go out a few games, or he's hurt. He should be good for week 1, but that reminds you of the fact that Keenan Allen is an injured-prone player. So Mike Williams could potentially be the wide receiver one of the team. He scored 10 touchdowns last year. He's gonna be getting increased volume this year. Will he get 10? Probably not. Maybe he'll get 7 or 8 or 9. But he will be seeing increased volume because they shipped the other Williams. You thought Mike Williams scored. In reality, it was Tyrell Williams. Now it's just the Mike Williams show. Tyrell is on the Raiders with Mr. Big Chest Antonio Brown. So we're going to go with Mike Williams here. I also like DJ Moore there or Calvin Ridley. So after we went with Mike Williams, Calvin Ridley came at the board, followed by Rodgers, OJ Howard, and Matt Ryan. So right here, we're just going to feel quite dangerous. Dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's all good because we're going to go with Baker Mayfield here. Now, a lot of people are hating on Baker because of what he said about Mr. Daniel Jones. Now, who really gives a fuck what he says about Daniel Jones? He struggled in his third preseason game. He went 10 for 26 for 72 yards and an interception against the Bucs. Now, who gives a flying fuck how he played against the Buccaneers in a preseason game? Because he is going to grab his nuts like he did against Kansas in college and absolutely skull fuck your opponents in fantasy football. Baker Mayfield is one of those quarterbacks that has the it factor. He's like Johnny Manziel if Johnny Manziel knew how to control himself. He is electric. He's a great player, can run, can throw the ball, will be scoring touchdowns with one of the best wide receiver cores in the league with Odell and Jarvis, and they have a solid tight end in Njoku. They have wide receivers like Callaway, Higgins as well. So I think that Baker Mayfield is going to be quite dangerous this year. He is going to be amazing, and I love his value in the 7th round here with Mr. Baker Mayfield. Typically, we'd go running back, but like I said, I'm feeling fucking dangerous, and I want to get Baker Mayfield. So I'm doing DJ Moore after Baker Mayfield, followed by James White, Jarvis Landry, L.M., a.k.a. Latavius Murray, Alshon Jeffrey, Robbie Anderson, Carson Wentz, Allen Robinson, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, Penny, Geis, Kirk, and then Flash Gordon, Savior of the Universe. Now, Flash Gordon went in the 8th round. I'm telling you guys, he was like a 12th round pick a few days ago. Then he gets reinstated. But that man cannot stay off the weed, as Stephen A. Smith would say. And man, I hope he's okay. I hope he's good because I like Josh Gordon. He's the savior of the universe. You know what I'm saying? But his ADP is going to skyrocket like a motherfucker. You're going to see him going in the 6th round. And I'm not even surprised when that shit happens because people have a love affair for Mr. Josh Gordon. So, now we need another running back, and now is where the draft gets a bit scarce here at the running back position since it's a standard draft. So we're going to go with a bit of a risky pick here. We're going to feel extra dangerous here and go with Kenyan Drake because Kenyan Drake is feeling like he can't walk because he has a boot on his leg. But, sorry that I just laughed at my own joke, but he's not playing tonight, working out out of walking boot. He's not in the boot anymore. Let's go. He's going to be the running back 1 on the Dolphins. I am a Dolphins fan, but that doesn't really impact my feelings on Kenyan Drake because in reality, you're really never going to be starting Kenyan Drake. He's just your bench player. And then you know what you can do? You can just slot him in to the lineup and play Kenyan Drake if Kerryon Johnson was to die or something because otherwise Kenyan Drake's just a bye week fill-in and he's perfectly fine for that because he can catch passes. He'll probably get about 1,000 combined yards, maybe 6-7 touchdowns total. So that's a solid pick in the 8th round. When you're looking at other guys, Tariq Cohen, Jordan Howard, Darrell Henderson, a lot more unknown than Mr. Kenyan Drake. So I'm going to go with him here in the 8th round. After with Kenyan Drake, Jordan Howard came out the board, followed by Will Fuller, Tariq Cohen, and Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel's a guy I like too. If you guys haven't been watching the videos, you would know that. If you have been watching the videos, you would know that. So currently we have 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 running backs, and 2 wideouts. So we're going to just load up on some more running backs here. We're going to go with Mr. KB, no, not KB, because we could handcuff Kenyan Drake, but I ain't about handcuffing him back-to-back, so we'll hope he comes to us in the 10th round. But if he doesn't, it's A-okay with me, because we're going to go with Rolls-Royce Freeman. Now, Rolls-Royce is going to be the RB1 eventually on that team. It's going to be a 50-50 split between Rolls-Royce and Mr. Philip Lindsay. Now, Devin Booker is going to come over here and maybe fuck this all up and just steal all of their work and make all of them irrelevant. But right now, I like Rolls Royce potentially emerging to be the running back one on Denver, who just needs some options. Joe Flacco is just not it. He's just not elite. They have Drew Lock as the backup. Hopefully, Lock emerges, but I think Rolls Royce will be pretty solid this year. He's going to get the opportunity this year like he really didn't last year because Philip Lindsay played so great. So, we're going to go with Rolls Royce here. After going with the Rolls Royce, Marvin Jones came out the board, followed by Andrew Lucky Charms, who you can't be drafted due to that calf strain. That is now an ankle injury, followed by Jared Cook, Eric Ebron, Kalen Balaj, Drew Brees, Sterling Shepard, Chicago D, Darrell Henderson, Vance McDonald, Russell Wilson, Sammy Watkins, John Allison, Kareem Hunt. What you need to know is you don't need to draft a backup quarterback or tight end in a 10-team league, and you can just pick them up. So we're just going to go wide receiver here because one of my favorite wide receivers is still available, and that is Mr. D.D. Westbrook. D.D. Westbrook went balls deep last night with Mr. Big Dick Nick. Let's see. 7 of his 10 preseason game targets, and he scored a goddamn touchdown. And he didn't play the whole game, obviously. Mr. Nick Foles loves that slot receiver like I told you guys. I told all of you, if you've been watching my videos, if you've been subscribed, and if you haven't been subscribed, please click that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me. So we're going to go with Mr. D.D. Westbrook here. Now, sorry guys if there is no third upload today. I have a draft tonight as you're watching this at 7 p.m. and I'm going to be quite busy. So after D.D. Westbrook, Dante Pettis came out the board, followed by LaShawn McCoy, Jared Goff, and MVS. So now it's time to snag another running back. We got 3 bench spots left. The draft's fucked up, and it says that there's an extra round at the end, but there really isn't. So we're just going to draft our team up to the 15th round and say fuck it to the 16th round. So we're going to go with yet another running back here. We're going to secure the bag and get Mr. Darwin Thompson here to be the backup for Damian Williams, who we drafted earlier. Like I said, you need to do that. Even though he was low down, you need to secure your Damian Williams with Darwin Thompson. So after with Darwin, AP came off the board, followed by Mr. Cam Newton, Mr. Walking Boot, followed by Larry Fitz, David Njoku, Kyla Murray, Mr. 5'6", Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber, Emmanuel Sanders, James Washington, Rams, Jags, Philip Rivers, the man with 12 kids, Devin Singletary, and Corey Davis. So now we're going to snag yet another late round running back that I like. And that is, where's he at? Mr. Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson is looking to become the RB. Actually, no. We can just go wide receiver first here because we only have 3, and we're probably going to need another one. So we're going to go with the best wideout available here. So let's see. On the board, there's a lot of solid guys here. I like Jackson, and I like Moncrief. So we're going to go with Moncrief here. Now, Moncrief is looking, he's going to be the wide receiver 2 on Pittsburgh. And the wide receiver 2 on Pittsburgh has always had value. A few years ago, it was Martavius Bryant and the AB show. Now, it is the Juju show because AB said, fuck you, I'm going to the Raiders, and it's going to be the Moncrief and Juju show. So Moncrief is going to be seeing a lot of targets. I think he'll be pretty solid in fantasy football because he's ahead of the other wide receiver there whose name is escaping me. It's probably still on the board here, but I don't even see it. He's not that good. It's James Washington. I don't like James Washington. I think Moncrief will have solid value here in the 12th. So after the Moncrief, Breida came off the board, followed by Sutton, DJ, and Hyde. So we are going to be able to secure Mr. Where is he? Justin Jackson, the RB3 on the LA Chargers, the San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers now. He's going to be the RB3 on the team, but you'd be like, oh, Nick, why are you drafting the RB3? Ah! Yeah, you know what? He's going to be the RB2 on the team because Melvin Gordon is a sorry-ass motherfucker who won't accept the money. He won't accept the bag. So now he's going to hold out probably 8 games. He's not afraid to hold out. He ain't no little girl. He's going to hold out like he wants to. So I'm afraid that he's going to be out like 8 games, and Justin Jackson will be solid value here. He played great last year while Melvin Gordon was injured, and we know his role. It's going to be pretty solid. Probably like a 12-point guy every single week. Well, it's in standard maybe 10, but it was pretty solid. So after we go with Justin Jackson, famous James came out the board, followed by Jalen Samuel, Duke Johnson, Lamar Jackson, DK Metcalf, Trey Burton, Brady, Madison, Dak, Delaney Walker, Tyrell Williams, Tony Pollard, who is Zeke's handcuff, Ravens, Chargers. So now we're going to go kicker because we're not going to do the 16th round because you can't even see the fact that we have another bench spot because we shouldn't have an extra bench spot. So we're going to go with Greg Zuerlein, followed by Justice Hill, Minnesota Vikings, Justin Tucker, and then the Browns. So the way you're going to go defense, okay? You're going to write this down. Get out your pen. Get out your paper. I'll wait. write that down on your phone because what you're going to do is you're going to go on Google, okay? You type in NFL schedule week 1, and then you draft a defense playing a shitty offense week 1. The Cowboys are playing the Giants week 1. And then week 2, they are playing the Redskins. And then week 3, they're playing the Dolphins. So you can play them 3 weeks in a row. I like the Cowboys here. And then you drop them week 4. So after we went the Cowboys, Bucker came out the board, followed by Harris, Houston Texans, Will Lutz, Stephen Gostkowski, Denver Broncos. So now the draft's over. It should only be 16 rounds. We're just going to make a pick here because it's not even going to show our players. So I'm not even going to read the rest of these names. We're just going to go with Michael Gallup. See, he doesn't even show up down there. So the draft is over. So our team is our starting quarterback is Mr. Baker Mayfield. Our 2 running backs are Saquon Barkley and Damian Williams. Our 2 wideouts are Brandon Cooks and Mike Williams. Our tight end is Mr. Zach Ertz. Our flex is Carry-On. Our kicker is Greg Zuerlein. Our defense is the Cowboys. So our bench is comprised of Kenyan Drake, Rolls-Royce Freeman, D.D. Westbrook, Darwin Thompson, the handcuff for Damian Williams, Dante Moncrief, and Justin Jackson. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If you did end up enjoying, like I said, please click that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me. I love each and every one of you guys who have been watching my videos, supporting me in the comments. Leave a comment if you want. Have a great goddamn day. Goodbye, guys.